Hey guys, Faylene Amir here, and in today's video I'm doing something a little different. I've been meaning to do a couple of these, but I never got around to it, and this is something that I think is important and I want to start doing a lot more of, and that is advice. I get asked advice a lot, whether it be on my channel or in some private messages or email or MyFitnessPal. I get asked a lot of messages or a lot of questions, and I want to answer them, and sometimes it's just really tedious for me to try to type it all out and explain it, and I'd rather just do it here in a video. Because sometimes, and I know me personally, one of the things that really got me interested in changing my bad eating habits, I did it on my own, but I saw YouTube videos of people that I looked up to or people that just made sense, and while I'm probably not going to be anywhere near them, I like helping people. So before I get started, the obligatory, I am not a doctor, I'm not, any type of physician. Consult your physician before changing your diet and any exercise, because exercise is good for you, but exercise can also hurt you. So just go to the doctor and be safe. So today's topic is, and you've probably read the title, dieting, or how to start a new diet or healthy lifestyle. And I've got I wrote them down actually, but I'm gonna say 11 pieces of advice for starting a diet. And my first piece of advice is this: it's not a diet. If you go on a diet implies that whatever you're doing is temporary. So for example, I'm going on a grapefruit diet for 3 weeks to lose weight for my wedding. Well, the grapefruit diet is not healthy. I've never personally done it. My grandmother actually did it. It's not good for you. She ended up gaining more weight in the long run. Do not do it. Google it. It's stupid. Whatever lifestyle you pick or diet needs to be something you can sustain for the rest of your life with maybe minor modifications. So for example, if the vegan diet or even a vegetarian diet is something that you can long-term sustain, go for it. If just flexible eating is something you can do long-term, go for it. It needs to be something you can sustain, because it's not a diet. It needs to be a change of your thought processes. You can no longer do whatever it was that made you get to your weight that you are. Which leads me to number 2, you need to do it for yourself. I know that sounds corny, and a lot of people are going to say to me, well, why wouldn't I lose weight for myself? And this is the example that I always give people. I used to smoke cigarettes, and I tried quitting many times for other people. I tried quitting because I thought it was what I was supposed to do. I tried quitting because my husband wanted me to. I tried quitting when my husband quit smoking. I tried many times, and I actually successfully quit smoking at one point for a while until I started using it as a stress reliever again. And it didn't take until I wanted to quit for myself and I hit that moment where I was like, I'm done, that I quit smoking. And I did go cold turkey. I did patches the first time, and it didn't help that much. But I did it for myself. And dieting is the same thing. Don't diet I'm going to say diet, but again, lifestyle change. Don't change your way of eating because your husband or your brother or your mom tells you to. You have to do it for yourself. If you lose 120 pounds, that's fine, but then maybe you no longer have to worry about it, and then the weight creeps back on. So what I'm saying is, do it for yourself, not somebody else. Tip number 3, it's baby steps or just go into it. And it doesn't work for everybody. I know a lot of people say you have to jump into this diet or you have to take baby steps. And honestly, it just depends on the person. I know me personally, when I've done things in the past, for me, I jump right into them because I can't have a bag of chips in the house and not eat them. I'm to the point now where I can eat a sensible portion of them, but for the longest time, I wasn't gonna have a bag of chips in the house that I wasn't gonna eat. And thankfully, I'm not a big fan of chips. But you get my point. Don't do it one way because people say you're going to. If you know the baby steps are going to be the thing for you, then do baby steps. But write out a list or a goal of every week, this is what you're going to do in the baby steps and how long it's going to take to get you there. And feel free to push yourself just a little bit so that you accomplish those goals a lot quicker. Or if you know that you're like me, and if you have that bag of chips or you have whatever, and it's going to cause you to not be on your diet or whatever it is that you're doing, just go all in for it. You can always jump right into it and then take baby steps if you have to, but it's better to pick one or the other and stick with it. This leads me into number 4, realistic goals. Don't assume that you're going to lose 20 pounds in 1 month because you read in a magazine that this celebrity or famous person did it. Don't do it, because that's not typically what happens. And the people that end up losing 20 pounds, you're either losing water weight or you're starving to death. I know that sounds cliche, but hear me out. I, at my highest, was 298 pounds. I should weigh somewhere around 140 to 155, approximately, for my size. I didn't become that fat overnight, and I say this all the time to everybody that asks me about losing weight. It takes time. You did not get fat overnight. You did not gain all of this weight overnight. It takes time to come off. Stop stressing. Stress is very counterintuitive to dieting, guys. It makes it harder for you to lose weight, I assure you. So basically, relax, set goals, but be realistic about it. My goal this year was just to lose 20 pounds before the end of the year. A lot of people, they go to MyFitnessPal or whatever and they put in that they want to lose 2 pounds a week, and they're really upset when they don't lose 2 pounds. Or one week they'll lose 2 pounds and the next week they'll gain 0.2 pounds and then they'll lose a pound, and they get really frustrated. So realistic goals, guys. Set a long-term goal that you're going to lose X amount of weight in the year, and then be patient. Which is actually number 5. Do miniature goals in addition to your long-term goal. Say that, maybe your short-term goal is to learn to like 2 new vegetables. Say you hate vegetables, and there are a lot of people that don't like them. I used to be one of them before I became a vegetarian. I hated vegetables. The only thing I would eat would be canned spinach and maybe canned creamed corn if I was forced to. But over the years, I have learned to love vegetables. I include vegetables in almost every meal that I eat, and I adore them. But it was a slow process. So one week I would try out 1 new vegetable. It's just like a child. You have to try that vegetable over and over and over again before you learn to like it. So try that vegetable every day for a week or even 2 weeks, depending on how committed you are, and you might find that you really start to enjoy them. For example, Brussels sprouts. I haven't met a person yet that I haven't gotten to love Brussels sprouts the way that I cook them, and I will make a video about that someday when I get some good quality Brussels sprouts again, but it takes time. Same thing, I had foster kids. I had a girl who had really never eaten a vegetable in her life, and by the time she left me, she adored vegetables, and she continued eating them when she went home to her family, and that spread to her other family members. Also, in addition to miniature goals, reward yourself. And I don't mean go out and eat a cheeseburger. That seemed kind of counterproductive to me, but after you lose maybe, let's say, 10 pounds or 15 pounds, go out and buy one nice shirt, or maybe it's after 20 pounds, depending on your budget, For me, it was a nice pair of jeans. I went out to the store and I bought a nice new pair of jeans, and I just reveled in the feeling of losing the weight and being able to fit into those jeans. And I actually need new jeans now because those jeans no longer fit. And remembering that reward that I gave myself, I feel even more amazing that, now they don't fit and I have to wear a belt really tight. So miniature rewards, guys, they really do a lot for your psyche. Number 6, track your calories. A lot of people that I have talked to online in the circuits, I guess, that I have been in, don't necessarily agree with tracking calories, and I do. I think that you need to track your calories. I think they could be beneficial no matter what diet you are on. Even diets like, I know the paleo diet specifically, you don't track your calories, you'll just naturally eat less. Or high carb, you don't have to track your calories, you'll just eat less. And for me, that's not the case, and I've met many people where that's not the case. So track your calories, but do not get obsessive about it. Yes, you want to weigh your food out on a scale if you can afford it, because you'll be amazed where depending on like flour, for instance, if you pack it in there, how much flour is actually in a cup of flour. It's the same thing with other like processed foods and things like that. So try to weigh them out if you can in grams. I know it's scary for my American friends, but just do it, you will be fine. MyFitnessPal, there's Spark People, Chronometer is what I used to use when I was tracking like all micronutrients. Kind of just depends. I use MyFitnessPal because it's a little easier. Number 7, try planning out your meals. Now, some people choose to plan them out and they will log the calories, and they say to themselves they're going to eat this amount of food for this meal and that's all they're going to have. And that, for me, that never worked. What I'm talking about is maybe you want to eat quinoa, but quinoa takes too long for you to make. Well, quinoa will actually stay fresh in your fridge for 5 to 7 days with no problem. So make up a big batch of it and then eat it throughout the week. You'll probably save money on your groceries because you won't be buying and making so many extra things that you're not eating, and they won't be going bad. Also considering making meals and then freezing them for later, kind of like homemade TV dinners. It's really easy and you can save a lot of money too. Number 8, motivation. Now, I spoke about motivation in my last weight loss thing, but in addition to that, motivation would be, how about you bring your friends or your family into this, or maybe your kids, if your kids need to lose weight or they need to just stay fit and healthy. You don't have to lose weight to be on a fitness journey with someone. They can really inspire you. My husband, for example, lost a lot of his weight, and I was there for him. Even though maybe at the time he wouldn't admit it, but he will now. It was me that was really helpful to him, and at the same time, he is really helpful for me. We go to the gym together now, and he is on the treadmill in front of me, and he's jogging, and I just look at him, and I'm so proud, and it makes me want to exercise harder so that I don't want to say make him proud, but at the same time, I want to feel good about it. And that for me is really inspiring, you know. Go to the gym with a friend or a family member, or make some friends online and meet them at the gym, or go for a walk, or, you know, just walk around the mall with somebody. You can have a lot of fun. Or, you know, I know this is controversial, but, you know, have your spouse or whoever check you when you want to eat like a second piece of cake, or no honey, you don't need to eat 4 bags of chips, you know, that sort of thing. I know some people say, well, I would punch my husband if he ever did that. Well, it worked for some people and not for everybody. Number 9, if you're one of these people that find that you have a hard time eating your vegetables because you want to eat the more unhealthy things on your plate, try eating your vegetables first. I did this with my foster kids. I always made them eat their vegetables first, and that was one of the ways that I always got them to enjoy their food. After a while of doing it, even though you think it's torture, you will learn that you will enjoy the vegetables. Or, for example, my husband hated Brussels sprouts in the beginning, had to use ketchup to mask the flavor, and now he's to the point where we'll fight over who gets the most Brussels sprouts on their plate. Brussels sprouts are serious in my house, guys. Number 10, no eating at night and no late night snacking. This needs to be a goal, I think, for everybody. You know, unless you're working overnight and your schedules are flopped, don't get up at like 2 in the morning and eat a hamburger, or don't eat a cookie at midnight and then go to bed at 12:30, that kind of thing. I've been guilty of it. I always have to check myself, you know, and it's usually when I start getting up late and going to bed late that this happens. But the old saying really does work. You will notice a difference in yourself if you try to give yourself at least 3 hours, preferably 5, before you go to bed where you don't eat. If you're like my in-laws, for example, where they have to eat 2 hours before bed, fine. But try to eat as quickly as you can, and then, you know, give your body time to digest. This is also going to help you sleep better. And I can personally attest to this. When your body is not so freaked out about digestion, you will sleep better. And finally, my number 11 tip, exercise is not that important. Now, before you go evil on me and leave me a nasty comment, hear me out. Like I said, when I started out, I was 298 pounds. I have back problems. I know people in wheelchairs. You can't always exercise, and for a lot of larger people it really hurts to exercise, or maybe they're afraid. And I will do a video about larger and going to the gym and having confidence in yourself. it doesn't always work for everybody, guys. So if what it takes for you to be healthy is focus on the food first, focus on getting a healthy diet. For me personally, I know when I quit smoking, I focused more on getting the healthy diet and then quitting smoking than the other way around, because if you try to do too much at once, like say you're coming from McDonald's burgers to a Whole Foods diet, and in addition to that, you're going to quit smoking, or you're going to cut back, which I think is a terrible idea. It's one or the other, guys. And in addition to that, now you're going to go to the gym 3 days a week. You're going to burn yourself out. So if the exercise has to come later, then so be it. Exercise is important, but if it takes you 3 or 4 months to get there, that's fine too. And start small, guys. Even just walking around your block, or going to the gym and just walking on a treadmill, it's better than nothing. And again, little steps, small goals is the way to do it. So I hope this video will help you guys. If you have any other tips on starting a healthy diet or a healthy regimen, leave them down below. Again, this video is not to sway you towards one diet or the other. It's just a general how to get started on your diet. If you want to see this all written up, it will be on my website. Link is down below, and subscribe. I will try to do one of these every week, but I can't guarantee it. Thanks, guys. Bye.